Good morning, Dopey. Your favorite podcast. Now a YouTube show.
Good morning, Dopey, and welcome to Good Morning, Dopey, the deep yet shallow dive into the daily reflections. I'm Dave, and this is Erin Carr, author of Strung Out, and she's also an equestrian, an unlicensed advice columnist, and the owner of this luxury apartment we're sitting in right now. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. This is weird, right?
It is weird because, the lighting isn't as good as normal, but it's fine. Whatever. I think Dave looks better than I do.
I look
right there.
I look
we have
really,
to be like, oh, there. Yeah. Look, we're better if we're right in your face.
But I look kind of like just weird, like, it's not good. I look like I'm dying right now, right?
No, there are weird, it's doing like weird
it's doing
shadows.
weird,
It's
like,
fine.
texturing.
Just listen. You don't have to watch.
What's important today, if you guys have a daily reflection book, take it out. Let's do this together, family. Let's do this thing. Erin, do you have anything you want to say to the audience before we do the daily reflection?
No.
All right. You're gonna like this one.
Okay.
Oh no, I did this one already. I did this one. Did I do this one? I don't think I did this one. We forgive.
Oh, this is a good one.
Do you forgive? Don't answer that. Hey, why don't you read it?
Okay. Often it was while working on this step with our sponsors or spiritual advisors that we first felt truly able to forgive others, no matter how
Hold on for 1 second.
Yeah.
Erin texted me this morning on how much she hated this segment of the show. All right, continue.
That's not what I
please.
said. Okay, I don't like the ice cream.
Why not?
I don't like watching people eat.
But people eating on
listening to
YouTube is like the most successful thing on YouTube.
Not for me.
You don't like to watch people eat hot wings?
No,
and
the
stuff?
hot wing show I like.
All right, continue.
All right.
Hold on. Do you find that it's because it's a very holier than thou experience when you read this stuff? Or is it because you are not working steps?
Well, I'm not working steps, although the steps in and of themselves I think have total value whether or not you work.
Did you work
step.
all 12 steps?
You've asked me this so many times. I worked all 12 steps thoroughly several times.
Would you say you worked them rigorously?
I worked them rigorously.
You can't even say rigorously. All right,
All right, I had mental health problems.
Yes.
Okay, we forgive. Often it was while working on this step with our sponsors or spiritual advisors that we first felt truly able to forgive others, no matter how deeply we felt they had wronged us. Our moral inventory had persuaded us that all-around forgiveness was desirable, but it was only when we resolutely tackled step 5 that we inwardly knew we'd be able to receive forgiveness and give it to. What a great feeling forgiveness is.
Give it to? What does that mean? Read that again.
We'd be able to receive forgiveness and give it to.
Nice.
Also.
Nice.
What a great feeling forgiveness is. What a revelation about my emotional, psychological, and spiritual nature. All it takes is willingness to forgive. God will do the rest.
I like this one.
This isn't bad.
Are you a big forgiver? Who's the last person you forgave? Who's the last person that apologized to you earnestly?
Probably one of my children.
And
I forgave. I forgive my children all the time. That's probably on the most regular basis. But I think, like, on a silent level, I think that, like, my, like, life lesson is in forgiving myself for shit. Because I'm really, really hard on myself.
So when's the last time you felt that you actually forgave yourself?
Probably pretty recently. I don't know. I couldn't give you an exact date.
When I got here, Erin and I are planning DopeyCon 3. Erin has generously, as she often does, lent support. And I know that Erin has this pattern in her brain that says, why am I helping so many people with all these things and not doing my thing? And she got pissed. And then she incredibly graciously helped. And now we're doing this, more graciousness. And now, like, I'm scared you're going to lose your day to helping others. But service is part of this thing.
Service is totally key. It's not, there is.
But my point is this,
yeah.
that when I got here, Erin was in a tizzy.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration.
Tizzy.
I was not snippy, nor was I in a tizzy.
I'm just saying, like, you were concerned with your progress.
Yes.
And I think, to your credit, you were able to forgive yourself, let it go, and move through the work.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Self-forgiveness. You were coming down on yourself this morning.
Yes.
That you're not getting it done.
Yes.
And now you've forgiven yourself.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
My therapist was 15 minutes late, and
Did you forgive her?
I was enraged.
Speaking of snippy,
What?
you were real pissy about it.
About what?
You're like, this isn't right, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I was entitled and angry.
And you were like, do you think it's okay? I'm like, well, shit happens.
Right.
And people are late.
This is 2 weeks in a row she was late. And you know what I wound up watching while I was waiting for her?
What?
On David Bowie Instagram today, they showed David Bowie performing with Cher on the Cher show in like the late 70s.
Wow.
And it was called the Young Americans Medley. And it was incredible. It was like they sang Young Americans together. Then they went through like 6 songs, like including One Is the Loneliest Number. What was that song? Maybe, baby, I'll have you. They did a million rock and roll classics in the cheesiest 70s, most 70s way.
Right.
And they're young. And you know what I mean? It's like, and David Bowie is the coolest person in the world. And he basically set the table for corny duos dancing together as the coolest person in the world who could have ever done it.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was very great. And by the time she got there, I forgave her, but I told her she owed me 20 minutes.
That's true.
She owes me 20 minutes. It's not free. It's not free time. I'm paying her.
Forgiveness isn't free.
No. Anyway, but yesterday, and more important news, I was working with a sponsee doing his 5th step. And this is interesting because you, as a sponsor, as somebody who works with somebody, you want to give them the right advice. You want to say the right thing. And the only thing you can tell somebody is to pray to be on the right path and to do your best to do the next right thing and be of service. And if you're doing the next right thing, and even more importantly, if you're doing service for somebody else, all of your shit gets cleared away. And with his resentments and with his fears and with his sex inventory, every answer is pray for this person that you resent and find peace. And then, I mean, I've been talking about this a lot. I was very affected by it. Like we were reading in my meeting the Bill's story. And Bill's story kind of ends after he has the white light experience while he's on the psychedelic belladonna therapy. He finds that when he's glum, near relapse, all this shit, that if he goes down to the hospital and talks to some fucked up alcoholic, he feels better. And he doesn't say it in the book out of generosity or altruism. He says he does it to feel better. Like it's his medicine.
Right.
And I heard this dude at our meeting, Smiling Joe, say that he gets high carrying the message. He gets high speaking. He gets high helping people. So it's like, I think it's fucked up that I look at it like this, but I say, don't do it to help somebody, do it to help yourself.
Sure. But it just in general, it feels, the reason that it feels good to help somebody else and to be of service is because you're connecting with another human being.
Right, and you're out of this thing. You're
out of this thing, and you're it's not just that you're connecting, you're offering connection to someone who doesn't have it necessarily, or who maybe, like we all during our day get disconnected from like the source, the spirit, the universe, other people. And reconnection is what feels good, so it feels good for us, but it is also doing something for somebody else. So it doesn't really matter what your motivation is.
Right, it's the same thing.
Right.
And it's that magical stew of good things that happens from looking out.
Yeah.
Or connecting, or whatever. All right, do you feel like we really accomplished this one?
I think we did it.
All right.
Forgive yourself.
Stay strong, Dopey Nation. Forgive yourself, forgive others, forgive us for doing the daily reflections. All right.
Toodles for Chris.
Until tomorrow.
Dopey, I'm face down on the floor. Dopey, please sir, can I have some more?